Well, hey,
Happy summer! It's the first day of summer. It's the longest day of the year, and it's one of my favorites.
You just annoyed everybody that's listening. No. I was like, that was a big explosion of energy and happiness, but I like it. It is Curt and Jen, our podcast, the Curt and Jen in the Morning podcast and videocast, and it is the first day of summer, which you said is not only have you said it's your favorite day of the year, my dad actually texted this one. He said, make sure you let Jen know to have a happy first day of summer.
That was very nice
He's
of
been
him.
paying
Tell
attention.
him thank you.
Been paying attention to what we've been saying here and there. So, yes, summer solstice. So, we're going to start. How about we start with things you can do on the first day of summer to
Celebrate.
Yeah, get in that summer mood. Exactly.
Ready?
Yes.
Make a seasonal display. Basically, decorate for summer.
Which you do all the time. You already decorated in your house?
Well, I went straight to 4th of July, like patriotic, because there was Flag Day on the 14th of June and then 4th of July coming up. And then I'll transition to summertime decorations. But I like the patriotic red, white, and blue stuff. I did a little
all over
video
your
of that.
house. Yes,
Yeah.
I saw that. It was a good.
Watch the sunrise and set, which I love so much that when I got to your house to do the podcast, you and Dana were outside. I totally ruined your romantic zen that you had going to watch the sunrise.
She was very emphatic. It's like, it's the summer solstice. We're going to get up. The sunrise is at 5:08, I believe was the exact time. And so that's what we did. Went out and turned on the water features. So we had the water going, and it was very zen.
Yeah, I love
it was
that.
great.
And the sunrise was beautiful this morning. I saw it while I was driving to your house.
And that was one of the things on to celebrate the summer, first day of summer, is to watch the sunrise and set. But also, how about today you make an effort to eat a meal outside?
Yeah. I will do that.
Go on a nature hike.
And it's the perfect weather in the Pacific Northwest for
That's
eating
true.
outside today. I mean, I love that the sunshine showed up for the first day of summer because it's not always showing up here in Seattle.
Yeah, it's also a great day for the nature hike, too.
Yes, go on a hike, play outside until the sun sets, and make summer bouquets, which on my way here.
Thank you, by the way.
I got out of my car on the side of the road and cut some daisies, and I tucked one in that little gift that I gave you.
Thank you. But you actually did you go to several people's houses with those little surprise gifts?
Yeah, not like just a handful.
Okay.
Just a couple people.
It's such a you thing to do. It's
First
awesome.
day of summer, let's celebrate. I love it so much.
All right. Well, I celebrated the day before the first day of summer, so Summer Solstice Eve, by mowing the lawn. And again, it occurred to me if the music in my earbuds, if the batteries die or whatever, I just stop mowing. Music has become a big part of it. It's like, of course, growing up, you didn't have the option to listen
Are
to
you
music.
saying that your lawn is half like mowed?
No, when I stopped and then I charged. Actually, I got a different pair of earbuds, and then I finished up. But can't do it without the music, man. And since we now have that the electric lawnmower, right? We don't have a gas. We have the electric lawnmower, which is much quieter. I have to remember that evereverybody can hear me singing. When we had the old gas mower, it was loud.
That's okay.
I'm
Sing.
sitting there,
You have a great voice.
the lights out. It's less dangerous. And I'm here we are. People are like looking. That's all right. That's part of the lawn mowing deal.
It's part of an outdoor concert that they can enjoy. It's a bonus for them. Can we go back to one thing that I forgot to mention that I really wanted to when I got to your house this morning?
Oh, yeah, please.
Dana has these oracle cards, and she's like, Jen, it's summer solstice. You got to draw your card. And I'm like, okay.
So what would you call these kind of cards? People think of, it's a tarot card. No, there's many different kinds of these cards that you can use for a daily affirmation or whatever. So the oracle cards, and so she fanned them out. My wife Dana fanned them out, and Jen picked out a card. And wouldn't you know it?
It was the summer card.
And that entire deck of how many cards are in there? I know 100 or something like that.
I don't know. There's a lot of cards in there.
They're all different cards. There's not like multiple summer cards in
and
there.
I picked out the summer card.
That is, again, so Jen Pierak to do.
It did say that I need to stay focused, though.
Okay.
I was like, all right, stay focused to make good things happen in your life.
That's a big part of it.
Stay focused. Okay.
What did you do yesterday?
I went to see Inside Out, too.
I knew it, yes.
I went to see, it was so fun. I went with Riley and Macy, my two daughters. So Inside Out, the first original movie, is one of my favorite Pixar movies.
Yeah,
that
it's a
and
good
Monsters, Inc. And Up.
And
those are the 3.
Are you going to go and list all the Pixar movies?
No, that's it.
Okay.
That's it.
Keep talking. I'll be right back.
Inside Out 2. Okay, bye. Inside Out 2 was so good. Curt Cruz, I don't know if you could. Oh.
Now this
little character right here played quite a big role.
And of course, people that are listening and not viewing can't see that I'm holding up a plush of Sadness. My wife, Dana, Sadness is her favorite character from the movie. Because sadness saves the day.
Right.
As everybody's like, oh, joy, 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 joy. And then Dana's like, no, sadness saves the day.
Joy was a little defeated in this movie.
Really?
Yes, because guess who shows up? Anxiety. Anxiety shows up.
And also
when anxiety shows up, an embarrassment, and when those kind of emotions start to show up, joy starts to disappear a little bit.
Don't do any spoiler alerts.
I cannot tell you, I cried a couple times. Even Macy was at a certain point. So it means that she was feeling a little heart-tinged too. She looks over at me and she's like, I knew it. And I have tears streaming down my face.
Too soon to say better than the first, or are they different?
No, they're not different. In fact, Macy's observation, which I was so proud of her, she's like, you know what? I really liked it, but it was very much like the first one.
Okay.
In that the storyline was the same. And this is not ruining everything, but it was, you had to get back to headquarters.
Okay. Which is a big part of the first one.
Right. And I just, here's the thing. If you are the mom of a teenage girl specifically,
go see this.
Yes, because it talks about, I was laughing so hard at some of them because some of the scenes because, Riley, the main character in the movie, is 13.
Right.
I have a 15-year-old, and all that, the whole disgust and all the emotions that they were talking about in the movie was Macy.
Right. But you also have a Riley who's now 20.
Who's 20, so I went through those emotions with her.
In case people are getting confused, Riley is the main character in the movie, and Riley is also a main character as a daughter in your life.
Yes, and I would say that my Riley suffers a lot from anxiety, and anxiety plays a huge part in this movie.
Okay.
And it's just the importance of, if there's anything that you can do here's what it is. Give anxiety a recliner. A massaging recliner, and just try to have it rest and relax a little bit.
You want the massaging recliner.
I do.
That's what I think.
Anyway, it was worth seeing. If you like Pixar, if you like Inside Out, if you like understanding emotions, this is a good one.
Well, Dana and I don't have any children, but we do have dogs. We had dogs. We're down to one dog right now. So yesterday we decided to go have a nice lunch outside because the weather was perfect.
Oh my gosh.
It was great.
Yesterday.
And we chose to go to the Northern Public House in Mill Creek Town Center.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you've been there before with us, I think. Anyway, so you can eat outside. That was a big thing. We got to find a place that has an outdoor, patio area. And we brought Bella the Beagle along. So we're sitting there, and she's laying on the hard concrete, Bella is. And I'm like, yeah, this is just not right. So there happened to be a little, one of your favorite stores probably, Patty Whack Give a Dog a Bone.
Oh, yes.
That's the store that's just it's like 2 stores down from it. It's like, you know what? I'm going to go get Belle something to lay on, Bella.
You went to get your dog a bed so that she could lay down and...
And we like Patty Whack very, very much. However, I was not aware that the prices of doggy beds have gone up substantially.
Well, when you go to specialty pet stores, yes,
but
boutique pet stores,
I wanted to buy from a mom and pop, whatever. So I was like, well, we just don't want the dog laying on the ground. Of course, we have a ton of dog beds here at home, right? So I was like, I just want to get one. Well, the cheapest one I could find was $60. That's and it's great quality stuff, made in the USA.
How big is it?
It's Bella size. I mean, it's not
little $60 bed. Well, that's so nice.
So
Did she love it?
No.
Did you return it?
No. We think that she will love it eventually, but that little brat. So I go, we put our order in at the Northern Public House, and then Dana's like, oh, I'm going to wait here, and I'm going to wait here. Wait for our food. And when I came back, I put the bed down, and that little brat would lay all around it, but she would not get in it yet. So.
I love that we have Bratty Bella and Snotty
bratty.
Sailor.
And I swear she's
dog.
like, well, they want me to lay in this thing, so I'm not going to do it. It's like, it's so comfortable and cushy and $60. Dog. So we'll see how that turns out as well.
Okay. What did Curt get in the package?
Oh, this package right here. Again, video people.
Weird that a Amazon package is at the Cruz household because they have boxes and packages delivered all the time to their house. What did you get? What is it?
It's a 4-pack of
pickleball. We
8-pack.
get to go play pickleball now.
These are smaller than I thought they were. I thought
What
they
do
were.
you mean smaller? This is exactly what you need. Pickleballs. You have an 8-pack of pickleballs.
We have 8 pickleball. Why do you lose them or something?
Well, if you're not good, then you are chasing balls. So you just have a bunch of them. So you keep a bag and wear some pockets when you go play pickleball so you can just have them. So you don't have to keep chasing before you play again, resume playing.
Well, I've just noticed that there are, like, here's a, excuse me, here's a 32-pack. It's like, man, do people, like golf balls, you lose in the water.
It's like tennis. You know when you see people play tennis and they have a lot of balls, it's because you don't want to spend a lot of time running around every time you lose a ball. Or, you don't... Whatever,
Now we're good to go with pickleball.
Yay!
Here, because I didn't have any.
Do you want to go out and play tonight?
Sure.
I wonder how I can make that happen. Or today?
We'll
so
figure
good,
that
out.
By the way,
we'll figure that
people
out
together. So, how about birthdays today? Not that this is super exciting, but this.
Well, Lionel Richie is celebrating a very big birthday.
75 years old, Lionel Richie.
Lionel Richie is 75.
Yeah, and that was one of the last shows I saw when we were still, employed in the radio biz. Was when he was at Climate Pledge Arena. Good show, but his voice sounded a little bit odd. Like, anyway, I'm not going to go into details on that. But
let me tell you a Lionel Richie story.
This is what I want to hear. Is your Lionel story?
So back in the day, like my radio days back when Bon Marché was still a thing.
Yeah, this is you're talking pre-2000.
What was it? No,
because I was at the station at 2002, and this had happened.
Okay, yeah, it must have been. We had to bring an act in every year for the Bon Marché teen fashion show.
Okay,
and so one of the years we brought in Lionel Richie, and Lionel Richie. I'd had to take care of what they call the hospitality rider.
Okay.
Which is their request. They send us a little file that says, here's all the things that we need in order to perform. And we had a partnership with a limousine company, but the limousine company only had white limos.
Yeah.
And Lionel Richie would not accept that. He would only ride in a black limousine. That was one of his things. I don't remember his other things, but that was a big one.
And you were like, this guy is difficult.
Well...
At the time, he's obviously still well known because of The Voice. Was it in The Voice or
American Idol?
American Idol, okay.
Yeah, American Idol.
They're all the same to me, sorry.
Anyway, I do love Lionel Richie's music. Happy birthday, Lionel. Who else is celebrating a birthday?
Nicole Kidman is 57, which is surprising to me. For some reason, I thought she was older than that, which you shouldn't say about, I guess, anybody.
You thought Nicole was older than 57?
Somehow I did.
Well, she looks fantastic.
Yes, that's true.
Fan-freaking-tastic.
And then one of your favorite bands, Duran Duran.
I hope Durandy listens to the podcast. Durandy is like the biggest fanatical Duran Duran crazy fan. Not crazy in a bad way. Like very passionate and very serious about archiving their things.
Well, he's got, I think, the world's largest Duran Duran collection archive, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And he wrote a coffee table book, 2 now?
2.
Coffee table books about Duran Duran. And I have to say, he has been one of the biggest fans and biggest supporters of us.
I would say us and radio, and now we need to get him to be the biggest fan of podcasts.
Exactly. Well, we bring up Duran Duran because John Taylor, the bassist in Duran Duran, is 64.
Normally, he would be sending pizza to the radio station. I wonder if he did that. Durandy would send pizza or donuts or something to celebrate band members' birthdays.
Shoot, we never even knew. It's like a pizza would show. It's like, what's this for? It's like, oh, it's Roger Taylor or it's Simon Le Bon's birthday.
Yeah, okay, I love it.
We'll have some pizza.
We have some follow-up things to do.
Sonia chimed in. We were talking about winning the genetic lottery, not when a beautiful couple has beautiful kids. People that think they won the genetic lottery for something else. Like, what was one of the examples?
Like they have a full set of hair still. They have teeth that didn't need braces.
One person said that their leg hair didn't grow, so she never had to shave her hair. Well, Sonia added on winning the genetic lottery. I think I have good genes because I've never had COVID and I've never even had the flu.
I mean, let's knock on some wood.
The flu for your entire life.
That's pretty cool.
I don't know. I don't know how you manage that.
I don't either.
You live in...
Well,
okay.
Did she add something else to her little message?
Yeah, because you were talking about you did that little experiment, and we're sorry that we weren't able to put up the video yesterday because
we should have addressed that.
We had some technological issues.
Oh, Curt Cruz was not in a good space yesterday.
Was unhappy.
He was real mad.
See, we're fine with we're not completely inept when it comes to technology, but every now and again it's like you cannot download that because this sector is too full of something and do something, sir. So
and we're going to blow up your video because you didn't have enough space.
Yeah, and in the process of trying to make more space, I basically eliminated all the videos.
So everything gone.
Well, no, they're good, but we've still got them on YouTube. We do have them.
I mean, there's that, yes.
But so, again, apologies for the lack of video yesterday, but if you would have been able to see Jen, you want to do it again? No. She got on the floor because we were talking about how it'd be nice to be in such good shape and fit that you could squat down, basically touch your butt to your heels, that kind of a squat.
Yeah, I cannot
and then stand
do that.
back up.
Right.
So we were trying to do that and failing. And so Sonia said, I've been telling friends for a while to stop using your hands when you stand up, like on the side of a chair, I guess. Getting out of the car, standing up from a table or desk, getting off the toilet. If you don't use your hands, it's beneficial because it's almost like a
you're using your legs more and your balance
and your
all
core. So it's like a mini workout. She says you don't realize how much you have come to rely on your hands to lift you until you can't use your hands.
Thank you for bringing that up because I will be more mindful of that actually.
Not using your hands, just getting straight up.
I'm trying to think if I use anything when I get off the toilet. I don't think I do. There's nothing. No, I just get up.
Right.
I just stand up.
But if you have a sink close to the toilet or whatever, I guess you can. I don't. Anyway, Thank you for that, Sonia. We appreciate that. Why did you put this in here, Jen?
Because I think I love little bits of information where it's like, oh my gosh, really? Why do prescription pills come in an orange bottle?
I had no answer. I didn't even have a guess.
So it's standard in the U.S. that it's orange, but it's more than just the color orange by they're just not like, oh, we're just going to make it orange. Mm-hmm. It's because that particular orange filters out harmful UV light and it helps protect the pills. And so it keeps everybody safe.
That's actually, you know what? It just dawned on me. That's also, I think, why they do beer in those bottles as well. In this essentially the same color.
Are you being serious right now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So that brown color, like sunlight affects it if the sunlight comes in or whatever.
Oh,
so
yeah.
there is a reason that the beer is also in this. So that makes total sense. It keeps the patients and the pills safe.
Yeah. And you also can see through it too to see what's in there, right? So you can still see is this the right pill? Yes.
There you go.
And it's protected from the UV light.
The more you know.
And here's this other thing I love so much.
Go.
Sophia Giroux, would you say it like that?
Jirau.
Is Victoria's Secret's first model with Down syndrome.
That deserves some
I love that. I love that they are showing the world the possibilities for people with disabilities.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I love it so much.
And there have been other Down syndrome models that I've seen, which is awesome. I guess this is the first one for Victoria's Secret.
We looked her up because we wanted to see more of what she looked like, and she's gorgeous inside and out. Just
absolutely
worth reading her story. It's good.
Absolutely. This is fun. Something that seems easy to others but is difficult for you. And they use examples of we'll get to a bunch of examples, but the first one that they have that I agree with wholeheartedly is chopsticks. Something that seems easy to others but is difficult to you. I also say, why? But, it's part of the experience. Like, no, the experience is getting the food into your mouth, I would say.
Well, also, but if you use chopsticks, you're slowing yourself down. You can't get as much in your mouth.
So you should use chopsticks for everything.
Really?
Not you, everybody.
I
okay.
should.
So this was a question popped up on the internet. What is something that seems easy to other people but is difficult for you? And we have some of the really, really great responses besides using chopsticks.
One of the things that was on the list that I would absolutely agree with is math. Math is not easy for me. What? Like people that have brains for math, which is many people.
More power to you. Yeah.
Can just, trivia night. Let's just take that for an example. Randy busts out answers.
Our friend Randy is the mathematician in the group.
There's always a math problem, like a math story problem, and he aces it.
What's his job? What does he do? He's
at Microsoft. He's like some super smart engineer.
Okay, there we go. Well, that makes sense. Because we're bad at the math ones. One for me that they say, again, these are things that seem easy to others but difficult for you, remembering names. And this is just because I don't know if it's in one ear and out the other or some ADHD thing or whatever, but honestly, and this I need to work on without a doubt because people introduce themselves and immediately name's gone.
I hate when that happens. I hate it so much.
I think you treat those,
and then your recall too.
Yeah, I think you treat those meetings kind of like, hey, how you doing? I'm Curt. I'm Cheryl or whatever, and then you move on. And I should pay more attention to that because it will come up again sometime.
Yeah.
Or I'm going to introduce. Oh, hey, I'm talking to this person.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or if you have a good partner in your life, husband, wife, whatever, boyfriend, girlfriend, like I'll say to Dana, it's like, hey, I forgot that person's name. Can you go introduce yourself?
Yes, that's a great trick.
Yeah.
That's kind of like one of the things on the list, knowing when to jump in and out of conversations or ending conversations, or being able to gracefully try to figure out someone's name.
I like it.
I like it too. Okay, some of the other ones.
Taking selfies. Not very good at taking selfies, but it seems very easy for other people. Mm-hmm. Navigation. That's
a good one.
For some reason, I'm not great at that.
I do not have a sense of direction. Also, spatial awareness for me is another one that's easy for many people, but I'm like, I get the Tupperware bowl wrong all the time for leftovers.
Is that what spatial awareness is? I thought, you flailed your arms and would smack people because you don't know.
Well, that could be too. I think it's that. I think it's, we can fit this Christmas tree in our house.
Sure, why not? Christmas tree in the house.
No, you cannot.
A few other things, again, seem easy to others, difficult to you. How about...
shuffling cards? Hula hooping?
Mm-hmm. You're leaving out the big one because you're too embarrassed or you don't want to admit it. Parking straight.
Oh, parking straight. I don't do a great job with that.
We got a big old, it's the Party Pilot, yeah.
The Party Pilot. I don't do terrible. If I back in, I do way better backing in than I do pulling forward.
That's because you have a backup camera, right?
I do, but I don't use it.
Okay.
I use the lines in my mirrors.
All right.
Rolling R's. Can you roll your R's?
I don't know. Like that?
I don't know. Is that what that means?
Well, no,
I
think it's when people say...
Okay, tell me.
Well, I believe in some languages that's part of,
Hey, but give me one.
Burrito. I guess, and we're really butchering it.
Burrito.
Burrito?
Churro.
Few other things that people are good at that maybe is difficult for you. Getting quality sleep.
Cutting straight line with scissors.
Cutting a straight line with scissors.
That's hard for me.
How about picking out a movie on Netflix? That's the last one we'll do.
Okay.
That's because there's too many choices.
There's lots of choices.
No, there's too many choices on Netflix. It's like it used to be.
I get decision paralysis.
We're so old. Remember when you had 3 channels in UHF?
Yeah.
And that was it. So and you still found stuff. Stuff to watch. But yeah,
all right. I'm moving on to my conversation I had with Pat. I had this.
Right.
So when you're with someone, or even it can happen in friendships, right? There's these big conversations that need to be had. And this conversation, we've been dating for 1.5 years, so we're getting a lot of people saying, when are you guys going to get married? When are you going to get married?
I know the answer.
What's your answer? What is it?
Well, I know what it is.
Tell me what it is.
You're not.
So the financial guy that we met with earlier this week said, I know nothing's off the table. We were talking about our finances because we're going to try to build a house together. Well, we are building a house together in Cedar-Woolley. So he said, I know you said nothing's off the table, so I'm going to ask you this. Are you guys planning to get married? And he asked that because it can have some financial benefits.
Just a moment here. I actually said that to you when you're like, Pat had his first marriage ended
poorly.
Only one.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's had one marriage.
And it was a mess. You've had one.
Well, just, it bites you in the butt. And I was like, I'm never getting married again.
Right.
Because that was awful. That was the worst time of my life.
And then you met a guy who's also like, yeah, you know what, we can just be a couple forever.
Never say never. He said his whole philosophy is never say never. However,
right.
There's always, who knows, things can change. But the thing
that's tough is when they say, well, there's benefits, to being a married couple from a financial standpoint.
You did say that to me, right?
So anyway, is it now
well, so then
swinging a little the other way?
So then the next day, his friend at work's like, when are you going to marry her, for crying out loud? Why don't you just get married?
Put a ring on it.
And I knew I had to have the conversation because when our financial advisor, Ben, asked us that question, we were both like, and I just wanted to make sure that we were very clear between the two of us where we stood with it. And so I just brought it up. It was kind of awkward, but the great thing about me and Pat is we can have any conversation, and it's great.
So did you bring it up like, hey, maybe we should think about
No, I just said, this has been coming up a lot, and I just want to make sure that we're on the same page so that when we get asked, because I feel like the conversation with Ben caught us a little off guard, like, oh my God, how are we going to answer that?
Right.
And I said, absolutely do not want to get married for financial reasons. I will pay the extra money. I don't want that to be the reason that we're getting married. That's just me.
Well, it doesn't sound like that is the reason. It sounds like you guys are very much in love.
We are very much in love.
But you're scared about the whole, not scared, but you're hesitant about the marriage thing because of getting burned or how difficult it was in the past.
Yeah.
So that's not unreasonable.
Right. So the way we left it is we have an understanding that I said, I will never ask you to marry me. I'm traditional. You would have to ask me. I'm just going to put that out there right now. And he says, yeah, but if I ask you, then you're going to think it's because it's for the financial reasons. And I said, no, we'll just have the understanding that if you ever decide to do that, I will know that it's not for that reason. It's because it's for more than that. It's way more than that. I
have a feeling, I shouldn't put this out there, I have a feeling that if Pat said tomorrow to you, hey, let's get married, that you would say yes.
I would absolutely say yes. I told him that. We have that.
This is so for the longest time, you're like, we're both never getting married again, ever, ever, ever. And then in the course of 12 hours, you're like, yeah, for sure.
But here's the thing. We're like, what does that piece of paper do? Like, for him, it's like, that piece of paper did nothing for me. It didn't create more loyalty. It didn't create more,
right.
His wife left.
Yeah.
And I'm the one that left my marriage with Dwayne. So he's like, what does that do? Can't we just be together and know that we're going to be committed to each other for the rest of our lives? And then he also brought up, plus it's easier to untangle. I'm like, well, for crying out loud. He's like, I'm not saying that because we're going to untangle. But if that ever happened for some reason.
Well, that's a weird thing, too, because now you're beginning with the end in mind. And that, seems like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Here's the thing. We talked about all the things around it that we could for that moment, and we're in a good place. We're just, if we decide we're going to do it, we're going to do it, and we're going to do it for the right reasons. It's not going to be because of money. The end.
Cherished listeners and viewers, I'm going to put this out there that Jen and Pat are engaged by...
Don't put it out there. Don't do it. Don't do it.
To what? To ruin it, or
because it's not like it's just we're happy, like we're so happy. He checks all the boxes. That's what we talked about too. Like we check all the boxes for each other. I truly believed that there was not going to be this person out there for me because in my head I had this thing, right? And it's not that I wouldn't go out with other guys. I just knew that like this seems like a very far reach, and here he is in my world. And I hope that everybody finds what we have.
Well, there's a bit of a fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me type of attitude I think that people have. Not just you, but, it's like, that's not going to ever happen again. But, it's yes, I understand that it's, you know what? It's taking the approach of what does that piece of paper do? It's like, you don't need to have the piece of paper. You obviously are in love and you're devoted to each other. And whether you had the piece of paper or not, more than likely that's going to be the case for the rest of your lives. However, if there are benefits to having a piece of paper,
I just didn't want that to be the main reason.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, we're going to get married because it's the financial. So we just have this understanding that whatever. Yes.
Engaged by October. All right.
I love him so much.
October.
Hot firefighter boyfriend Pat.
Last thing we wanted to hit because we think this is funny. And I disagree with this a little bit. It was 5 old-timey slang terms we should bring back. Now, keep in mind, this was posted by Reader's Digest magazine. And I'm not
Does that still exist?
I was just going to say, not going to make any, any sort of preconceived notions because it was the readers of Reader's Digest. However, these do seem kind of like really old-timey slang terms.
I seriously didn't think that Reader's Digest was still a thing, but it is. I love that. My mom used to get that all the time in the little tiny little magazine, and I love to read it. Okay, so tell us.
These old-timey slang terms, I have not heard any of these. So one of them that they're saying is giggle mug.
Ooh, I don't know what it is, but I like it. What is it?
Someone who smiles too much or constantly has a grin on their face. The opposite of resting B face.
B scratch face.
You're resting H face.
I have a giggle mug. I feel like I have a giggle mug.
Giggle mug. I would say so. How about sauce box?
Ooh, I like just to say that, sauce box. What is it?
It's a term for your mouth. It's like, put that in your sauce box, I guess.
Shut your sauce box.
I like that.
I like it a lot.
That's kind of better than sauce box. That's kind of better than pie hole.
Shut your face.
Yeah.
I say shut your face in the best way. Like, you shut your face right now. You shut your sauce box right now.
This is where you're like Elaine on Seinfeld. You should do the push thing too. Get out. How about arf, arf, and arf? An old British term for a drunk person.
Arf, arf, and arf.
Don't give him another beer. He's already arf, arf, and arf. Yeah.
Arf, arf, and arf. The term comes from the drink called an arf, arf, and arf, half beer, half ale. What's the difference between beer and ale? I seriously don't know.
Now we're doomed. we're going to get a lot of people saying, it's obvious. Beer is this and ale is this. I don't know. I don't know. Shoot. Well, we're going to be educated. Yes, we want to learn.
We love to learn. And if you know, teach us.
Let's do one more of these slang terms that the readers of Reader's Digest say you should bring back. We've got gas pipes, a term for someone's legs when their pants are too tight. I got my tight pants on.
Look at that hipsters with his stupid gas pipes. A term for someone's legs with their pants are too tight. Okay, why did you skip this one? I want to know this one.
Oh, that was
Pumblechook.
Pumblechook, someone who's greedy and pompous. It's the name of a character in Great Expectations, Uncle Pumblechook.
Ooh, did you read Great Expectations?
I've never read anything in my life.
Yes, you have.
I did not read Great Expectations.
I did. I think I was more familiar with the Cliff Notes on that book, and I don't remember.
Are you more familiar
Pumblechook.
with the Cliff Notes on every book from college?
Pretty much.
All right. If you want
that
to use
wasn't college. That was high school.
Pumblechook, someone who's greedy and pompous. Because I thought it was going to be words like, do you remember when things were choice?
That's choice, yeah.
That's so choice. And remember, that was actually used in...
Tubular?
Ferris Bueller. He's like, it is so choice. Tubular to me is more 90s.
Ooh, do you think... I think that's 80s.
80s, you're right.
Totally Tubular. That was so dumb.
Oh, there's that tour going on right now. There's a Totally Tubular tour.
Yes.
It's got
with all
like
80s acts.
Thompson Twins guy. It's got Thomas Dolby is on there.
Who's Thomas Dolby?
She blinded me with science. She blinded me with science.
Okay.
That's Thomas Dolby right there. So there's a lot of one-hit wonders, but I still think it might be fun to see.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
Okay.
Let's go
tomorrow. What were you excited to buy and did buy but never used? Treadmill.
I have so many of those things.
Exercise equipment.
My thing, and we don't want to give you we want you to let us know what you think, but I'm so guilty of, I get excited about an idea, right? It's like, oh, this will be great. So I go out and I get all of the things, together for that idea. And then either I get bored of it.
So do you have a whole garage full of things you were excited to buy but never used?
They're unfinished projects, yes. And there's a bunch of them.
So we want to know what yours is. What was that one thing you were excited to buy but ended up never using?
All the platforms. So whatever you're listening to us now on or viewing or whatever, or you can go to Curt and Jen in the Morning at Gmail and you can email from there.
People, I haven't... I forgot we had a Gmail.
Yes, and we do ask for a little bit of grace because... it's on so many, for us, it's on so many platforms.
But we love it.
We do.
You know what? We try our best and we will get back to you. We promise we will. But the best way for, like, if we're doing something for the show the next day, either comment on this, like whatever platform you're on.
Right.
Or go to our social media and it is Curt and Jen in the Morning.
Curt with a C, Jen with one N.
Yeah.
At Gmail.
You'll find us. You'll find us. You found us already and we're glad that you did.
Are you ready for the closing line? Again, happy Summer Solstice.
I just was going to say that, like, just let that sunshine, like, beat down on your face, your beauty, and let it, like, radiate your inner and outer beauty. Like, it's just glorious. The sunshine is glorious and does great things for you. Okay, make good choices, find joy, spread kindness. Thank you for listening.